Hello there. Sorry, we had a few technical difficulties just now, but it's back up running again. I am just bringing Batman here over to join his brother Fluffy for a lovely run around in this beautiful sunshine, which is lovely for us. But as you can see, these rabbits are very, very hairy. They're lion head rabbits. With a bit of anger, they're very hairy. So to avoid them getting too hot, we have got the lovely gazebo up to keep them nice and shaded. So Batman, would you like to go down and join Fluffy? Here we go, lovely. So today's session is for a very special little girl called Millie, who is 5 today. We would like to say a big, big, big happy birthday to Millie. The animals and I were supposed to be going to her party to help her celebrate her birthday, but obviously at the moment we can't. But we are looking forward to seeing her when all this is over and she can have some lovely bunny cuddles here with Batman and Fluffy. So we hope you have a wonderful day today, Millie. So as I said, this one over here, the smaller one is Batman, and the larger one over here is Fluffy. And Batman and Fluffy are brothers, and as they're boy rabbits, we would call them bucks. If they were girl rabbits, they'd be does, and if they were baby rabbits, they would be kittens. These guys aren't babies, they're about 3 years old, and they are rescue rabbits. Batman and Fluffy, I was going to say hello there, wasn't he? Batman and Fluffy had a very, very horrible start in life. They, when I found them, they were kept in these tiny, tiny little cages, separated from each other, covered in their own filth, and they needed a lot of medical care and attention to get back to health. They are much, much better now. They do still have a few dental issues from their time before, and they do have to go and see a rabbit dentist every 6 months, but they are doing very well, aren't they? Lovely boys, aren't you, beautiful bunnies? I see them hopping around. They do like to come out and have a run. Rabbits need lots and lots of space. These guys don't live in a hutch. What they have is they have a shed with a tunnel, with a cat flap and then a tunnel, and then to a big covered outdoor area for runs. I brought them onto the lawn today so you guys can have a good look at them. And look at them, they do love it. You've got a bit of hay stuck on your eye there, Batman. Look at them snuggling together. Rabbits love company. They are not solitary animals. They like to be with each other. And as you'll see, they'll go up to greet each other. Batman there is having a little bit of a clean of his face. Oh, there he goes. Jumping around. So rabbits are mammals. And one of the signs you can definitely tell these guys are mammals is all this lovely, lovely fur they've got. They're actually going through a molt at the moment. I have to give them daily groomings because they're constantly, their winter coat's constantly coming off and their summer coat is coming through. So they need lots of groomers to get all the winter coat off. Hello, babies. Another way that we know they're mammals is when they were born. They didn't come from an egg, they were live born. So they came out looking like miniature little baby bunnies. And they are also warm-blooded, just like us, which means that their body temperature stays pretty constant, whatever the weather. So, as lionhead and Angora rabbits, these guys are not wild rabbits. You wouldn't see rabbits like this in the wild. They're far too hairy. It wouldn't be very practical to be in the wild looking like this. They are what we'd call domesticated rabbits. But wild rabbits, has any of you guys seen wild rabbits out and about? Can you think what time you might often see them? Quite often see them when you're driving along, don't you? By the edge of the road, by the edge of the hedgerow. And it's quite often in the evening, because rabbits do like to come out and do most of the things they do, either in the evening or first thing in the morning, in dusk or dawn. And these guys would live in areas like hedgerows at the side of roads, where you've got a bit of grass one side and you've got some trees for cover, and they would dig themselves a nice home called a burrow, which is lots and lots of different tunnels all interconnected together. And the grasslands next to them give them lots and lots of food. Rabbits, if anyone here has watched Peter Rabbit at any point, you'll all know, I ask any child what a rabbit eats, and the first thing they say is a carrot. These guys, rabbits do like carrots. Carrot tops are actually a lot better for them. But the best thing for rabbit is hay, and they've got their hay with them today. They also like lots of green leafy foods, and you get special rabbit biscuits, a bit like the cat biscuits, but rabbit ones. So they are what we call herbivores. They only eat plants. They don't eat meat at all. So going back to Peter Rabbit, anyone who has watched it will know that certain animals like to chase rabbits. Things like foxes, you've got flying things, flying owls and birds of prey will chase them. Badgers, lots of different types of animals like to chase rabbits. And the poor rabbit, look at it, it looks quite defenceless, doesn't it? How is it going to get away, this cute, lovely, fluffy thing? Well, they are very cute and fluffy rabbits, but they do have some very clever tricks. Their lovely long ears, which are just beautiful, aren't just for looking good, they help them hear really well. Can you imagine if your ears were really big? Sound would be amplified, which means it'd be made louder. These guys can hear things from about 3 kilometres away, which is crazy distance. So they can hear when a predator is creeping up on them. Their ears also help them regulate their body temperature. When it is hot, they've got lots and lots of blood vessels in their ears, and when they're hot, these blood vessels swell up, letting them lose heat. So at the moment they're probably quite large, letting them lose heat because it's a hot day. When it's cold, they constrict, which means they don't lose as much heat and therefore can stay warmer, which is very, very clever. You will also see, Fluffy just came up there to say hello, but you can see the position of Batman and Fluffy's eyes as they come up to the camera. You'll see their eyes aren't at the front like ours, they're at the side. And to have eyes at the side means they can see much further behind them. So if something was trying to creep up on them, they would be able to see it, they would be able to hear it, and they would run away. And they've got some lovely, lovely long back legs, which are great for hopping and great for running. And their front legs are shorter, and their front legs are great for digging, which is how they dig these lovely burrows which they can run away and hide in. Another thing that these guys have, along with quite a few mammals, is something called whiskers. Now whiskers are on the side of their face. Because these guys are so hairy, it's quite hard to see their whiskers. They kind of blend in quite a lot with their hair around their face. But whiskers are almost, you can almost think of them as little fingers on the side of their face. And what they do, when the rabbit wants to go through a tunnel, so when you saw Batman going through this tunnel earlier, what his whiskers would do, they would be able to feel the sides of the tunnel, and if his whiskers and his head can fit in, he knows the rest of his body can. They let him know whether he can fit down a tunnel, because the last thing a rabbit wants is to be stuck down a tunnel with his bottom in the air. He doesn't want that, does he? So his whiskers help him to get through. See, they're very curious bunnies, these guys. Oh, you can see Fluffy having some food there. Is that yummy? And Batman's enjoying going through his tunnel. Because of these guys' past history, they don't always eat the things that they should. They don't really eat as much hay as they should do, as much as I try with about 20 different varieties of hay. But because their teeth, I said they had teeth problems, didn't I? Their teeth grow sideways. Instead of growing up and down like ours, like they're supposed to, they grow sideways. And the reason they have to keep going back to the dentist is because rabbits' teeth never stop growing. And as their teeth grow sideways, it causes problems. So they have to go back every so often to get their teeth burred down. But it does prevent them having to be able to chew certain foods, which is why they can't eat carrots. So I do have to get some special things from the vets to put on their food to make their tummies work better. But there you go, they have a nice sniff around. So with other rabbits, their teeth also would never stop growing, but they'd grow downwards in the right way. And when they chew on other food, things like hay, and where they can chew, you can give them things like willow sticks or apple sticks that are very good bits of wood for them to chew on. That would help to grind their teeth down naturally so they wouldn't have to go to the vets like these guys do. They're quite high maintenance bunnies, but they're absolutely lovely boys. They're so friendly and so cuddly. They're like two big teddy bears, to be honest. Right, let's have a little more watching of them hopping around, because there's just something nice and relaxing watching bunnies hop. Oh, you're having a nice sniff. What's that? That's normally in where he lives, but it's always a bit different if it's somewhere else. His little nose always twitches. You'll find that with rabbits. Their nose are always twitching. They're always smelling what's going on around them. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed meeting the lovely Batman and Fluffy. I feel like before I go, I should explain their names. They were named by my children. I have two children, a girl and a boy, and they named one each, so it's Batman and Fluffy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and we'll be back tomorrow with another animal cam. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Batman here, and goodbye from Fluffy.